What's good with it in the hood with it? Welcome back to the collective clips where you already know we get it in. But before we get it in, let's hit that like and subscribe button. Ding! Put your notification bell on all so that way you're directed in the direction of the dope content I'm kicking. And I highly appreciate all the support. We're going up on this channel and it's all because of you. And for that, I'm very humbled, man. Thank you. I appreciate it. So, okay, it's got trickier. It's got stickier. It's got ickier. Ooh wee, it's got Meek Millier. Right now, you're having the top of the top starting to hang with Diddy, right? Or the top of the top's been hanging with Diddy. Now, I got a lot of shit to talk about because trip out on this. With this whole Diddy fiasco going on, Diddy Steen Island, we're wondering exactly what is going on, man. And it seems like we're getting our news all over the place. There's all types of different stories and people talking about this and that and that and this. And he said, she said, and she said he didn't, but he might have. We don't know, right? And at the end of the day, man, it's up to you to decipher it and figure out exactly what's real and what isn't. What truly is real is there's a lot of weird shit going on in this world. What might not be real is that Diddy is guilty of every damn thing other than sucking on chorra. I mean, he might have done that. And if he did, that's his prerogative. He could do what he wants to do, like a Bobby Brown song. But at the end of the day, man, let that man be the woman, if that's what he wants to be. Okay? Now, the word on the curb is, here's some knowledge you can't get in college, that Prince Harry, the prince, right, from England, was popping collars and popping bottles at one of the freak-offs at Diddy's party. Ooh wee. I mean, this is going straight to the top. This is getting real ugly. It's an ugly situation. He was mentioned in one of these lawsuits against Diddy. Now, there's a big lawsuit going on where there's a guy that is saying that Diddy has been doing a lot of sexual deviant acts and a lot of different things to him. And I think that might have been the one lawsuit that set this whole play in motion, that set this whole raiding thing in motion. I think this was the straw that broke the camel's back. It was either that or, you know, the way he fondled Meek Mill's balls. Either way, one or the other set this in motion, and it's an ugly situation for Diddy. Now, I've seen a lot of content creators do videos on it. I've done several on it myself. And I can tell you right now, man, we could break it all the way down to the brass tacks of what exactly it is. And what it is accusations at this point, you know, until it goes into that next level, and then we'll see what happens. But the prince is kicking it with them. Now, just like Epstein, Jeffrey Epstein, right? And I didn't even know who the fuck this dude was until I started hearing his name a lot. I guess there's a lot of people in Hollywood. There's a lot of the upper elite, the upper class people that tend to chill together. Now, that's what you do. When you have money, you chill with other people that have money. See, I'm different. If I had money, I'm going to chill with homies from the hood. People that ain't got shit. I know they're probably going to ask me, and if I like them, I'm going to break them off a little bread like Jesus said. But for the most part, probably not. Right? But if I have it, you got it. That's the type of individual I've always been. But I don't have it, so they don't got it either. So we're just going to be broke together. Now, when you're elite and you're rich, there's a certain crowd that you frequent and that you go around. And I'm sure there's a lot of freaky deaky shit that goes on behind the scenes. I mean, hey, even in parties that I used to associate with homeboys, we always had our inner workings and things going on. We was knocking fucking tortas left and right. That was our thing, right? But at the end of the day, that was legal and that wasn't weird. You know, I'm sure there's a lot of weird shit that goes on in Hollywood. I'm sure there's a lot of weird shit that goes on in the world with broke motherfuckers as well. But it seems like with Jeffrey Epstein, he was having a lot of people you wouldn't think frequent these parties. And again, it was under the guise of a party or, of course, a vacation to his island. And it became popularized when he got accused of all these crimes and ultimately got sentenced and went to federal prison or went to prison, period. Now, when he got there, of course, mysteriously, he decided that he didn't want to be alive anymore, that he couldn't live with this grief. Or did he? You know, did he? It all makes sense now, right? That's starting to become the theme here. These guys get locked up for these bad crimes and they know a lot of bit about a little bit or a little bit about a lot of bit of other people. And of course, when you have that much money, anything is possible. Shut the fuck up, right? It's quiet time. They go night-night. Everybody can go night-night, right? Kevin Hart, he's another one we're going to get to. As well as the Camel Man, JayZ, Joe Cool Camel over there. There's a lot going on in Hollywood right now. There's a lot going on in this world. So with the Epstein Island thing, you know, there's a lot of names that were disclosed on that list. And of course, a lot of people were shocked that some of the people were there. I wasn't shocked because you can't put shit past anybody nowadays. That's just the way it is. And now Diddy was running his own island out of his mansions. Diddy was also having these freak offs and these type of parties where the elite would come. And one of the guys that's mentioned in his lawsuit, right? And people are jumping the gun. Oh no, not the Prince. Maybe I would die for you. Maybe the Prince. No, not that Prince. They got rid of him too. A different Prince, right? Prince Harry, the younger brother, Princess Diana's youngest son, did go to these parties. Now, I don't believe, and I could be wrong, that he was involved in, licking Justin Bieber's back. But at the same time, one never knows, does one? You don't know what these type of individuals are capable of. You got to understand, these people are all spoon-fed. They or how's it? Spoon-fed. My bad. I said spoon-fed. They're spoon-fed, right? They've all had the silver spoon. They've all had a lot of money. Now, Diddy doesn't come from money, but Diddy made his money however he made it, on the backs and the sweat and the brows off the black and the brown man. He did his thing, right? He did his music mogulization and put himself in position to have $800 million. So he's going to kick it with some high-class people. Now, ain't nothing wrong with Prince Harry going to these parties and popping it with Diddy, but I'm sure he's seen a lot and a lot to make him think twice. Okay, I'm sure, according to what a lot of other people have said, these parties weren't what you would think they are. Okay, they were a little something different. So he's mentioned in this lawsuit, but it's not saying that he participated or he was doing some weird shit. They only merely said that Prince Harry, they used his name to show how high it went, to show the type of individuals P. Diddy was having at these parties and hanging around with. But it's nothing new. We all knew this. People like Jamie Foxx, people like Usher, people like Ludacris, people like Kevin Hart. These were the type of individuals that were popping up at Diddy's freak-offs and his parties. And I ain't gonna lie, before I knew Diddy like to fucking, lick fucking in between people's crevices, I probably would have popped up at the party like, what's happening here? And I'd have seen a whole bunch of guys with fucking spandex suits on talk about, come here, we need to talk to you. And I would have fucking went the other way. Best believe that. But imagine people being invited to a Diddy party. Who's not going to go party with the elite? Who's not going to go taste the champagne? They didn't know that they were going to taste the rainbow as well. That's just what it is. You got to know what you sign up for. Now, from what I've heard from people who have actually went to elite parties, not Diddy's parties, because I don't know anybody like that, but people that have actually went to elite parties in Hollywood or Beverly Hills or the surrounding areas or anywhere in the United States, because there's a lot more richer places than just Hollywood. Believe that. It just seems like Hollywood gets Holly weird at night. Anything, from dusk till dawn, when the sun goes down, that's when the vampiros come out and they like to suck more than just blood. Period. So anyways, here's knowledge you can't get in college. Prince Harry was there. He did party with Diddy. There's the picture on the thumbnail with him, Kanye West, Black Jesus himself, and of course, or Black Yeezus, excuse me. And then of course, Diddy. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean Harry was getting hairy, Doesn't mean Harry liked hairy balls, but it does mean that he did party with Diddy at one point in time. And of course, his name amongst a lot of others are in this lawsuit, and they're going to be used to just show the type of individuals that Diddy was frequently hanging around with. Now, will they get caught up behind the situation of what Diddy did? Sometimes the next man's mess becomes your mess. Sometimes the next man's garbage becomes your garbage. That's in life in general, man. Your homeboy gets caught up on a crime, a murder, whatever. He's out there wiggling, man. Anything that happens, you get caught up later on a whole totally different crime. Damn, I fucked my elbow up right now. A totally different crime, and they're going to use his shit on your shit. Now his shit stinks and it becomes yours. That's just the way the world works, right? Hey, birds of a feather flock together. You're going to be fucking associated with the people you associate with. So, poor Prince Harry, right? He's caught up in a situation where now, all point bulletin on Diddy. He's over here, the world's fucking Gatsby, or where's Waldo? He's hiding and doing whatever he's doing, and Prince Harry's name's being mentioned and drugged through the mud just because he popped a perk and did what he did. Now, at the end of the day, just like with Jeffrey Epstein, are all those people guilty that are on that list because they showed up to a spot? Maybe he was doing his extracurricular activities with just a very few, with very minimal people, and everyone else that are fucking caught up on that list doesn't mean that they're guilty of anything. It's highly suspicious. I'll get it. It's highly suspicious, but it doesn't mean that they did anything. And the same thing goes with P. Diddy's parties. I'm sure there was a lot of people there that didn't, get circumcised. I mean, there was a lot of people there that weren't there for that. They weren't there for the rituals or the weird shit that he had going on behind the scenes, if that is even the case. Again, we are not jumping the gun here. I'm just saying that's what's out there, and I'm reiterating it to the gente. Now, would Would that be a bombshell if Prince Harry was involved in some shit like that? I wouldn't be surprised in this world we live in at this point. You know, I've seen crazier things happen. You know, I was surprised yesterday when I dropped the video and I heard the information on Diddy's own son being involved with some of the, or being alleged to be involved in some of the things that his dad was doing. But then again, I know the apple don't fall far from the tree. And then, you know, if anyone's going to know anything, it's going to be the inner workings of your family. Your immediate family is going to know the real you. Okay, there's a lot of people in Hollywood. There's a lot of people in the industry that don't know the real Diddy. Okay, and there's those that think they do. Well, I'm going to give you some knowledge you can't get in college right now, some real game on who Diddy really is. A lot of people have been asking me questions, man, so fuck it. Let's just put it out there. Hey, Gun, do you think Diddy really had something to do with Biggie and Pac's murder? They need my perspective on it, I guess. They want me to speak on it and say what I say. Well, listen here, brother. If I don't have no coffee, I ain't saying shit. That's the 10th of white I have in me, right? Coming out. Look, I'm going to tell you guys right now, straight up. I think that guy was heavily involved. I think, and this is just my theory on the situation, I think Biggie seen some funny style shit, was involved in some funny style shit with Diddy, and realized he didn't like the way pubic tasted, right? He didn't like the way that tasted. And so he wanted to get away from that situation. He had already gave it, he's obligated, by contract to Bad Boy to do a certain amount of albums, just like Pac was with Death Row. We're going to get to that right now. And he was obligated to do his thing, and he did that, and he was going to break ties. He was going to go his own way. And I believe the murder of Tupac was a perfect cover-up for the murder of Biggie. I believe they work hand in hand together. I believe, just like Killed P Diddy said, that P. Diddy just might have, the wind's blowing, just might have had something to do with Pac's murder, and in turn, that gave him the perfect opportunity to get rid of Biggie as well. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say I know any extra special shit that anyone else knows. I wouldn't say that, right? I'll just say it's mighty suspicious that if someone's going to leave your record label that you're making all kinds of money off of, they get fucking shot. Now, what a lot of people don't know, if you don't know that case, was they were in two separate cars. Biggie got invited to a party he didn't even want to go to in LA. Okay? He got invited to a party. He was tired. He wasn't even trying to go there, but he had to show face for the company, for the industry. Let him know, hey, I'm in the fucking house. Whatever. I'm over here spitting like Wes Watson does on fucking, on shit before he puts it up his asshole. So anyways, fucking this guy, Biggie, doesn't want to go to the party. Puffy makes him go out there. At that time, it was Puffy. Now it's P. Diddy. He fucking changes his name like he changes boyfriends, right? So anyways, he goes to the party. Two separate cars as they're leaving. P. Diddy has his people run through a red light and Biggie gets lit up. Who would have thunk it? Who ended up with everything? Well, you know how that works. Diddy or didn't he? Now, when it comes to the Pac murder, there's been shit put out there already that Diddy had his hand in that he tried to get a contract or try to pay people to take Pac out. Again, man, I'm not dry snitching here. I'm not alleging nothing. I don't know what it is. That's just what other people have said. Do I believe that? I mean, it doesn't seem far-fetched. It seems like it could be truth. There could be some truth to it. Again, does that make him a bad person? Well, absolutely. It makes you a bad person, bro, when you can't get your own money your own way, when you have to fucking utilize people and throw them out like yesterday's trash. That's not a good look. If you're mad at someone because they said something, handle it from the shoulders, Holmes. Get mad at where you're mad at and get off where you're mad at and do your thing. You don't need to hire other people. But hey, when you have money and you don't want to get your nails dirty, then I guess you do that type of thing. Everyone that was around P. Diddy at any point in time, man, has suffered. Shine got told on, suffered. His wife, she suffered. Cassie suffered. Heavy D suffered. Andre Harrell suffered. Craig Mack suffered. Black Rob, whoa, he suffered. And now, fucking, they're saying Meek Mill, well, he really suffered, right? And that's just what that is. Now, as far as Prince Harry's involvement with Diddy, I think they're probably just mutual acquaintances just because they're in that industry. Not saying that Prince Harry is part of the Hollywood life or anything like that. He comes from a more sophisticated type background, where there's more rules and regulations to what they do. They have to save face. There's a certain aura about, the kings and the queens and the princes and the princesses and all that. At least people think so. But we're dealing with a different generation of people now. Maybe back in the they, thou, art days, that's how the kings and the princesses and the princes handled themselves. But nowadays, we're living in a world where money is what makes you. Clout is what makes you. Who you know, not what you know, is what makes you, right? So that's the type of shit they got going on. So if P. Diddy's having a freak off a party, yeah, the Prince pulled up like, hey, what is that? Damn, she got out. Oh shit, that's Justin Bieber. Fuck that. Home Alone, right? Only they wasn't Home Alone. There was 6 other motherfuckers in there with him. I'm just saying, we all seen that video of him, Odell Beckham. Again, hey, I want to touch on that too while we're here. I don't know if you guys have ever seen the short that was put out there of Odell Beckham in a club and Justin Bieber is looking highly suspicious. And everyone's like, it looked like Justin Bieber was doing some extracurricular activities below the waist. This is what I've always thought. It didn't look like he had chorra on his fucking cheekbone. It looked more so like they were doing a linea coca. That's just what I'm thinking. He was in there chopping it up and Odell got all nervous and Justin was like, oh shit, they see me popping a perk. That's what it looked like. Either that or he was juggling. And if he was doing that, well, that's his prerogative. Again, he could do what he wants to do, like Bobby Brown did. So, anyways, when it comes to this Prince Harry situation, because a guy asked me about it. He was like, hey, bro, what do you think about Prince Harry? Do you think he was involved? We'll never know. Something, when it comes to something like that, we're talking about the fucking Prince here. Okay? Not fucking when doves cry Prince. We're talking about Prince, right? Prince Harry. There's no way in hell that's ever going to get put out there that he was fondling fucking genitalia. It's just not going to happen. I think, and I'm going to be totally honest with you, he's just a pawn. He just popped up to this party. You know, it's a P. Diddy party. He was invited, and he probably didn't see something, or maybe did, but it's none of his business. You understand? There's so much weird shit that goes on at these parties. And hey, and don't blame P. Diddy. He's not the only one that's a weirdo. He's just the only one getting charged for it. There's other people. The dominoes are falling like this. Look at, you know what I'm saying? And they're coming. People like JayZ. There's been a lot of whispers about JayZ in the industry for a very long time. He's a very private person. You ever notice that? Camelist looking motherfucker I ever seen in my life. And I'm not just clowning. That's real life. Tell me that motherfucker don't look like Joku Camel. Yeah, I'll hold. Right? He does. Just let's be honest, right? Got a beautiful wife. They say his wife's all into fucking some weird shit. Just a lot of negative things going on. And I understand there's a lot of haters in this world, a lot of trolls, people that like to talk shit about other people because they're jealous and they're envious of what they have and they don't have. And that's cool. That's part of life. You got to roll with them punches and understand it's the way of the world. But I mean, his name's been thrown out there. Can we see some charges against maybe the Jigga Man? One never knows, does one. But he better brush his shoulders off and do what he has to do because that's looking ugly. There's other people like Kevin Hart. Look, I'm not here to fucking defecate on a man's character, but let's just, where the fuck did Kevin Hart come from? Is he really that funny? I don't think so. Some people think he is. I don't really think he's that funny, right? But he popped up out of nowhere and this motherfucker making all the money. I ain't mad at him. But again, his name has also been mentioned in this elite circle. You know, Cat Williams mentioned Ludacris and now we got Prince Harry popping up and there's just so much going on in this industry. You know, I believe that this domino right here, this P. Diddy shit, is going to open the doors to a lot of shit. But I'm going to tell you guys right now, just like Jeffrey Epstein with Diddy Steen Island, I don't think he's going to make it, man. One of two things is happening here. He's either a pawn to be punished, so that way it covers up some bigger shit that's going on, or two, they're using this as some election fucking type shit to divert, you know, from what's really going on over here. They'll go over here because they know people like me, you, and everyone else is going to tune into it. Or three, we'll add another one, right? He just done did that shit. He's just a weird motherfucker, and that's just what it is. Now, as far as sex trafficking, in order to be a sex trafficker, you have to move a person from one place to another. You know, meaning he would have to be calling people. I mean, I don't know the recipe. I'm just saying what I've seen on TV. He'd have to call people and be like, hey, I got this chick. She's ready to suck everyone off. What's happening, right? Isn't that what a pimp is? Kind of. You know, so there's a lot of guys that are locked up for pimping. Oh, man, the game is real, man. I'm out here pimping, pandering, doing my thing. Well, you're Diddy, homie. That's Diddy shit. The only difference with you and Diddy is he likes to get his cheeks clapped from time to time, but that's wild. Anyways, with that being said, let me know what you guys think. Do you guys think truly, honestly, Prince Harry might have been involved in some weird shit? Or do you think his name is just being utilized on this lawsuit to make it look worse? You know, because it seems like the more popular people that they talk about, the more people in the industry that are at a higher status or level or have more money that they talk about, it just makes things look a little bit more trickier. You know, they did that with Jeffrey Epstein. Again, he was guilty. You could just look in that motherfucker's eyes. That motherfucker was the devil, for reals. It's him, Kenneth Copeland, and Diddy. All three of them together, now you know you're in trouble. And it ain't nothing but a G thing. It's wild. With that being said, I hope that you move smooth with a purpose. Get everything that you want coming. And remember, at the end of the day, it's all about the strive, the struggle, the struggle, the strive. I can't wait to see what happens. When they slap them cuffs on Diddy, I will break the news right here, first and foremost. But even more so than that, I will let you guys know exactly what's going on. I just seen a video on Dub's channel. Make sure you guys go over there, man. He hit some good points where he's talking about how would P. Diddy be treated if he was in the California prison system. Wow, that gets real tricky. I was going to do the same video. Let me know in the comments if you want me to do my perspective on that, because I got a lot to say on that one. We might do that tomorrow. Thumbs up or thumbs down. Heavy's going to be the head that wears the crown. And for those of you, Gun, why are you squinting? Because I have diabetes and I can't see too good anymore. That's why I'm squinting, and plus I ain't wearing my glasses. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Heavy is the head that wears the crown. I'm going to continue to strive, struggle, and strive for what I believe in, and that's the betterment of all people, man. I wish we didn't have to deal with all this weird shit in this world, but it's a weird world we live in, and that's it. P. Diddy, he's going to get exactly what he's got coming, but then he might enjoy that. Bang, bang.